Okay, same day. This is my third video. Well, no, that's not true, because yesterday, whatever I was doing was yesterday. I just uploaded it today. Second video. Still talking on about cooking for Amari here. Now that's the bones that I stewed over the night with a ham bone in it. It's on the floor there. It's going outside for the animals. I'm not putting it in the fridge and degreasing it, although I'll just let it sit here for a little while longer. It's still kind of warm, just lukewarm, right? And then I'll skim off a bit of the fat, but other than that, it's basically butter, because this turkey was a free gift, because I spent $300, right? And they had it at a dollar amount of $38. Holy crummy. And it was the same size bird that I bought, what, 2 weeks ago? And I made the soup, right? The beef soup and the turkey soup. And then we had turkey for about 3 or 4 days. And we had turkey soup, and like the three of us, right? We had turkey sandwiches. And obviously, Amari's was grounded up with his food. And yeah, so, and then I went back online to order probably more prune juice or whatever it was. Milk. Always milk, 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 milk. And if you spent $300, you got a free turkey. So, and that's when I was stacking up a little bit on my PC points too, right? So I thought that was a good thing, right? So that's why I'm doing this. But I think I don't have, hold on a minute. I got 12 jars here. I think the canner can fit 14. This is the size I'm making for Amari. Basically with just turkey and the bone broth, right? And then when I'm ready to use it, you open it up, you put it into a small pot. You can add a little extra water or whatever. You don't need to, but, and then, bring it to that boil. Let it boil, once it's boiling, put the lid on it and turn down the heat a bit so it's not a high boil. It's just, like this, right? For that 10 minutes, just because it's home canned goods. And then that will be enough, basically, for 2 meals within a 24-hour period, 36-hour period. It would be great. I'm looking forward to it, because, like I said, I want to increase his protein, right? Put him on a carnivore diet. Nothing but meat, Amari. That's all you get. Nothing else. No, I won't do that. But we definitely want to, the beef I have to be careful with, though. See, even when I wear these glasses, can't see shit. Nope. So I'm looking for something here. Brown meat. I'm going to do a little bit of everything in it. I got the jars here, so I haven't cut anything up yet. I don't know, this knife I don't think I got a very good knife. Not very prepared here, people. No, not really. So I want to do brown and white. Right. And I'll be using this over the winter quite regularly, right in between, because we don't always eat meat per se, right? Depends on what's going on. I mean, obviously if I had more time to do in the kitchen, then maybe, yeah, but sometimes at the end of the day, for me, a can of vegetable soup and a grilled cheese sandwich is good enough, right? Depends on what I'm doing, in terms of working. So right now, I don't know. So we'll see. I don't like doing this anymore because I can't see that well. I just don't like doing it. I'm doing this for Amari. Yeah. Right. More than anything. And then after these jars are done, depending on how fast I go through them, right? And I'm going to put a little bit of fat in there. I can feel it. No. Depending on how fast I use these jars up, which will probably be pretty fast, honestly. Yeah, I think so. I will then order another turkey and do the same thing. Right? Because it's going to be my go-to between. So it's going in the jar cooked, already cold. Right? So maybe what I'll do is I'll do a layer of brown meat. Very good. A layer of brown meat, a layer of white meat, and then another white meat. Put a little bit of fat. I should have put the fat on the bottom. I don't know where the fat is. I have to find it. Because I kept it. Maybe I'll put it between the brown and the white. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to layer a layer of brown meat on the bottom. On each jar. And then I'm going to look for the fat. I'm going to put little bits of pieces of fat in there. And because these aren't going long term into food storage, I'm not too worried about the fat. Because like I said, I plan on using this regularly. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if I don't start using it next week after we eat this. Because I'm not going to keep buying turkey, right? That's the thing. No. No. But I might buy it more often now. Because of what I'm doing. For Amari, that is. Right? Because it's, it's a good... It's a good protein that's easy for people to digest. Compared to, and it's got more nutrients than pork. Pork is the one with the least nutrients. Really. So as long as it's some kind of brown meat on the bottom, doesn't matter to me. Alright. I can feel there's a little bit of fat on there, so again, I don't care because that's what he needs. Those drinks don't provide any of that kind of stuff. All it does is fill them up and plug them up. That's it. I can't have that happen. No. I don't like that. So this is all guesstimating, hit and miss, nothing fancy. Right. Nope. I think brown meat is richer. So I'm probably robbing all the brown meat from Andre and me, but that's okay. I'll deal with it. Andre and I, we like our turkey sandwiches with celery. And Amari likes his turkey with celery, but his has got to be grounded up. Right? So. And this way you spread it out, right? You get, you know, your money goes a little further, right? Like, you know, I mean, if I really wanted to, I could wash those bones, dehydrate them, crush them up, you know, and use them for plant food, but I don't have time. Can't even see that much anymore. So who cares? When you get to my point, some things you just stop caring about. You really do. And you ask yourself, why did you care before? You know, I'm finding myself still doing things that I used to do, knowing that nobody else will care. They'll be like, why did Mom do this, right? Like, Jesus Christ. But, you know, in those days I had rhyme and reason for the things. Like, you know, like for example, when I did those McCain French fries, you know, I washed all the bags. I just didn't throw them out. I washed them. Because, you know, as I'm changing Amari, you know, the diapers, they fill up pretty fast. So I use those, right? Or chip bags. I'll use chip bags when I'm, you know, to put garbage in, diapers or whatever, right? So I have to do this kind of by feel, because I want more of the dark meat, because I think it's more nutritional for Amari, that is, right? Just, I stuck everything into one pot here, so I have to kind of feel around for it. Kind of went on the side here. Oh boy, what a mess. That's another thing. Yeah, that's okay. I deal with it. I keep thinking about that dream I had where my son turned his back on me with his friends all looking off in the direction, thinking they're big boys because they ran off and all got married. Little do they know what's coming. I doubt they will all be still married in 40 years from now. I don't think so. Nope. I don't know who will not be married, but I don't think they'll all make it. Anyway, I was by the room that my son built to lock me in. Right? Remember? I was telling you? He built 2 rooms. Well, he built the room for me to lock me in as he was ignoring me. And I was trying to get his attention to talk to him because, you know, whatever. And he just turned his back on me. And that's where I seen the black line around my iris. This was before the surgery, right? But I was going blind, right? Like everything was going white. And I'm like, now I'm telling myself, this is what I'm telling myself now. I'm like, well, maybe that dream was telling you that, yeah, you're having a rough time with this eyesight situation. It's really hard. I wouldn't wish it on anybody, really. Except for maybe 1 or 2 people that I don't like. But other than that, I just wouldn't. It's no way to live. It really takes away from the quality of life. But I could still see. For as messed up as it was, I could still see. So that's what I'm thinking. Maybe my dream was trying to reassure me that even though I was, you know, having problems and things were getting whiter, right? With that, what is that called? Black and white, you know, gray, right? You don't see color. That's basically what happens when you get to my stage. And with the glaucoma, that is. You don't see the color, right? So, but I can still see. So I'm hoping that whatever is going on with me, even though it seems to be getting worse, not better, that I'll still be able to see. At least a little bit, right? Which I'm doing now. I mean, I can see enough to get me by, but Not as well as I'd like to, for sure. Right. So I think we're coming into a little bit of fat here because I can feel it. So I want it though. That's what I want. Yeah. Amari has a really tiny waist like his mum. Shimei had an 18-inch waist and wide hips. Amari's got a really, really tiny little waist. I think that throws people off too. And then don't forget, he's got some kind of back problem that I do believe his back was broken at the time of his birth. I do. I do. Or something was done. Nerves were pinched. Something was pinched. But of course, nobody will acknowledge that. No, of course not. So anyway. So we got a layer of brown meat on the bottom for the most part. I don't know where the fat is. I need to find it. I think this is it right here. Yeah, here we go. This is fatty. Not a lot, but definitely. Yeah, definitely. Okay, so I'm going to cut it up. I'm going to taste it. Tomorrow I'm going to do the fruit. What I've got kicking around here. So I'm going to taste it right now. Okay. It's alright. It will blend up good with whatever it is that I'm making for him. I don't need a lot. Just a little bit in each jar. Right? Not including what I'm piecing in there as I'm... Oh, that one needs a bit more meat. I can feel that. That's a neck bone. We don't want that. Which jar was it? See, this is where I can't see. Okay. And then we'll put a little bit of fat in there. Right. Each jar, just a little bit. Ah, shit. Now my room is getting cold again, so if I put these closer down to the ground, the floor, it should prevent fat from crawling too quickly anyway. And because, like I said, I'll probably have these all used up within maybe 2 months. if not sooner, depending on how much turkey I want to give them. Then, yeah, I have to find some more. See, this is where I can't see. I know there's more in there. Just don't know where. Probably right here. Yeah. There we go. There we go. When I was young, I just had Sierra, eh? I lived in Victoria, and I had a male friend that needed a place to stay. So he asked me if he could stay with me for a while, and I let him, right? And in those days I used to stew up a lot of chicken backs and turkey, make soup, right? And he loved it because after the, done cooking and everything, right? He, what do you call it? He'd come and he'd get, a bowl full of that stuff. When he came to my house, he was really skinny. By the time he moved his girlfriend in with the baby for a while, it got crazy though. I had to ask him to eventually leave. But he ended up getting fat. His face chubbed up and everything from eating the fat from the soups, like this kind of stuff that I'm doing. Yeah. Yeah, he did. Okay. I think I got them all. I have to feel. No, maybe not that one. And you have to remember, this is going to be blended up with other foods as well, right? So, that's why I don't mind doing this, because I remember him. His name was Sonny. That's what his name was. Sonny. Girl did drugs with her baby. He ended up dying. He had a cleft lip, and he couldn't eat very well. There was something wrong with him. But what can you do, right? I don't know. Okay, so now that we've done that, okay. So now I'm going to take some white meat, and I'm just going to cut it into chunks, and I'm just going to cover up that fat. Now some of it's going to float up to the top, but that's fine, I don't care. Right? You don't want to pack it down too tight because you want liquid to go through. Right? Okay, so I don't need no more of that. So we're just going to do white meat now. That's because these are small jars. Right, so this will be more than enough, I think. Because you have to leave a head space, right? So, all straight up white meat over the fat and the brown meat. Kind of pack it in there loosely to some degree or another. Now, when you put your liquid in, you're still going to have to debubble. Right? I'm just going to do the 12 jars. And then we'll see what's left, and what's left we'll eat over the next few days. Everybody. Right? And then it will be a job well done. Now, would I do this with anything else? I don't know. Like, you know, for convenience-wise, maybe I could see myself doing it with chicken or something. With chicken, right? But I wouldn't do it with pork. Don't need to. Right? And beef, well, maybe lamb. That's an idea. Maybe. But lamb is expensive and you don't get much for your money, especially in these days. So I think turkey. Because I think he could tolerate turkey quite a bit. In other words, I think he could eat it a couple times a week. Like if I open up a jar, that's enough for 2 meals. So every 5 to 6 days. I mean, you could give it to him every day if you wanted to. I mean, that is an idea. Depends. We haven't had the poo part yet. I don't know what's coming. Oh, no, I don't. I mean, for all I know, it could be just as bad as it was with those drinks. Because his gut flora is not good. That's why. So, speaking of gut flora, I'm going to be fermenting shredded carrots. I'm just going to do them in probably pint-sized jars. Try it out like that first. Shredded carrots. One was just straight up shredded carrots and nothing else. Another one was shredded carrots and ginger. Right? Or you can do shredded carrots with radishes, which I might try. I actually did buy radishes. Right? And I'm going to ferment some onions. And I'm going to ferment garlic 2 different kinds of way. Just garlic by itself. And then I'm going to do it with honey. Yeah. That takes a little longer. You have to leave it longer. But I'm going to do it anyway. And it's supposed to be better for you than just eating cooked garlic, right? And of course, once that happens, then I'll be giving to Amari, right? Yeah. To try and build up his gut flora. Because yogurt's not doing it by itself. No. It's not. His gut flora is damaged. And then what happens is, because of the way his back is, right? You know, something wrong with it. Okay, so this is your anus, right? When poo comes, right? Sometimes it's piling down here, eh? Right? And then, but you can push it out, right? He can't. Not until his body's ready to push it out. And by the time his body is ready to push it out, it's compacted down here. Do you see what I'm doing here? It's compacted down here. So he's pushing, but there's no hole, right? Because the hole's up here. Right? And like it's like awful. Like it's awful. Like when I go see the hip surgeon, I'm going to talk to him about it. Like, whatever you think you're going to be doing, I don't think Amari is a candidate. And same thing with Andre, because we deal with him, right? We know what he struggles with, and you know, I put the suppository in, and I know what's going on in there a little bit, right? In terms of, you know, it's like, you know, it can't. He's pushing, but he's pushing, but it's just sitting right here. So, okay, we'll look this way, right? So there, right? Should come out here, right? It should come out here, but it's not, because it's stuck down here. And he's pushing, and it just stays there. And because it's so compact throughout his intestines, even a suppository doesn't work. Because it has to get up over that fucking hump. Like it's stupid. I almost want to say that those drinks ruined his gut flora. You know? I do. But if you say too much, then they get defensive and then they write shitty fucking letters. Right? To make you look bad. Eh? Because you know what you're dealing with. Those are the same people that were dealing with Andre when Andre was in foster care. Not all of them, but some of them. Yeah. When Andre stopped talking and stopped eating when he was in foster care, and they got scared and they ended up putting him in that place to give him speech therapy. And then when I got him back, they wanted me to take him there a few times to finish whatever it was that they were doing. And then that's when they were trying to convince Andre at 3 years old, you know, to confuse him what a boy was and what a girl was. He couldn't tell the difference because of the stories that they were reading him. Right? And, you know, because they're that soji crap, right? You know? I couldn't wait to get out of there fast enough. Anyway. So yeah, we're just going to leave the turkey like this. It's more than enough. The pot is almost half empty. So we got lots of turkey sandwiches. And if for some reason I still have a little bit too much after a day or two, I can always throw what's little left in the freezer. I'm just saying. Because I basically got it for this purpose. That was my mission. That's why I said, okay, they want me to spend $300 for a free turkey? Sure, no prob, I'll do that. And I did. And I'm glad I did. Because I know this is the right thing to do. Even though it's difficult for me to do it. I keep telling myself, you're done with the canner, especially with the pressure can. The soup and the beef soup, the turkey soup and the beef soup is the last time you're going to be pressure canning something, Judy. Yeah, sure. You know what happened? I bought a bunch of jars, and they're sitting over there, and I don't want them sitting there. So I told Andre I just want to finish them up, too. That's another reason why, I don't mind doing this, because I can't put them outside, because they'll just get ruined. Okay. Still just a little bit more room, not much. Don't be canning your stuffing. Okay? That's bread. Gums up. It's hard for the heat to travel through gummy stuff. That's why they say don't be making gravies and stuff like that. Because you want the heat to travel through. Right. Just topping off a few jars here from what I can tell. And then I'm going to take that liquid, I'm going to take a spoon and just sliver off a bit of that grease that's on it. Normally I would put it in the fridge and degrease it that way, but I don't have time. And for this situation, I think it's unnecessary. So basically what I'm doing is I'm not pushing down too hard. I'm just kind of doing it loosely. Just trying to get it to that 1-inch mark. Or so. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Okay. This is where everything starts to look the same because the glass is translucent. My counter is white. The turkey is white. And then it becomes difficult to see. That's what happens. Okay. Yeah. But the whole purpose of this is for the turkey, not the broth. The broth is nice, but it's the turkey that I want. So I'm going to turn this off and come back after I wash my hands. I can just flip it like that. Close it. Okay, so you see that, right? Walk you through it. Okay, this is actually really tasty, believe it or not. I added no salt, nothing, and it's delicious. You can taste the turkey and the ham even a little bit. Okay, so there's that grease. I'm not going to worry about it, like I said. Right, if I lose a jar, I lose a jar, but I don't think I will, as long as I put it close down to the ground. Okay, so what happened to the funnel? Oh my Lord. Where did the funnel go to? See? You know what I mean? Because it's silver, I don't see it. That's what, you know, and you know, when I used to take eye drops, right? I used to get sick, eh? I've been taking these eye drops for how many years now? Since this went bleak. Here we go. You see? Glass dish, translucent, that inside on top of the burner. I didn't see it. Whatever. Okay, so now we're going to just fill it up, debubble it, clean the rims with this part's hard for me. Clean the rims with the vinegar and paper towel. When you do this, even when you debubble it, right? Just let it rest for 5 minutes, because everything settles, you know, and your water line will drop even after you debubble. Right now we're just putting this in as much as we can. Right. Oh boy, that might be a bit too much, but it will probably drop. I'm going to probably have extra. Now these are going into the canner for 75 minutes. Some people on YouTube, because they're 250 mils, might go as far as do it for 60 minutes, just because it's a smaller jar. But I'm not. I'm going to do it for the full 75 minutes as if it was a pint. Okay? And technically the broth wouldn't need that long, but I'm not pressure canning twice. I'm only pressure canning once, so if there's broth left, oh yeah, I will go the next level up, and I will either do it in pint size or I will do it in half pint, depending on how much is left. And it looks like I'm probably going to have a fair amount of left because it's delicious. This is really good broth, considering what I used in terms of the amount of bones, which wasn't very much, but then I didn't make a big pot either, right? So that's kind of high. I don't like, oh my Lord, I don't like it when it gets too high. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on. I'm going to have to take that out. Oh, And that's another thing. White meat absorbs moisture. Keep that in mind. So that's why another reason I would let it sit for a little while, because that dry white meat is going to absorb some of the liquid. Okay? So, because you want as much liquid in here as you can get, right? Basically, within, you know, within the headspace of at least an inch. Right. 1.25 inches would be nice, but then, you know, you're running low on liquid, so at least 1 inch of headspace. You want to cover up the meat as much as possible, but you also want to give it time, the liquid to absorb into the white meat. That's kind of why I like to add a little extra water if I'm canning turkey raw and take my chances, because even though it what do you call that, releases liquid, oftentimes there's not enough liquid in the jar. Doesn't mean it's no good, but once you get past the halfway mark, it kind of gets compromised. Everything above, if you can something, right, raw meat, and you got half water on the bottom and air on top, and you see the food starting to brown or whatever, you know, because it's in dead air, because it's been pressure canned, that's okay. But if you're getting under half in the jar, no, you got to be careful with that. They say that's no good, right? Oh, in many ways I'm going to miss doing this when the time comes, especially when it's important like this. Yeah, because I don't know who's going to step up to the plate and do this for Amari, for as much help as I get for him, in terms of whatever, you know, and people like just to go buy things in the grocery store and never question what they're feeding their kids or whatever, right? You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Now this is where I can't tell what has what in it. So yeah, there's a couple more jars. Now in this situation, because this is Amari's, for Amari's meals, I mean, that's a fair amount. I could make soup with it, but I don't want to. No, I'm trying to get on with clearing out the house. I don't got time to be making soup. I don't want soup. I'd rather have the extra broth. Now these are too high, so I'm going to have to come back in with a spoon, a teaspoon, and take some out. I can see that already, for what I can see, but before I do that, I'm going to give it 5 or 10 minutes for that white meat to absorb any water, because it could very well drop. Wouldn't be the first time that didn't happen to me. Alright? So before I take out water, because they drop as you're doing this, you know? But white meat does, it absorbs the liquid. So we want to give it some time to do that. See, this one here could have had more turkey in it. But that's okay. I can take one from here and put it in there. Switch things around a bit. maybe. Yeah, just cheat. All right. One has too much, one has too little. Would I pay $38 for this turkey again? Well, first of all, I never paid $38. I got it for free. When I opened it up, I mean, clearly it had a coating of something on it. I'm assuming it was their butter. Did it taste any different? No. Didn't notice a difference. I didn't notice a difference between a $27 turkey and a $38 turkey, which were both the same size. Let's just put it that way. Right? So, don't go out of your way. I suppose maybe it's tender, but for what I use it for, I'm not too worried about it. Okay, so this jar is a little low. So what I'll do is, as I'm slivering off liquid from the other jars, that one I'll top off. This is where I'm grateful that I can still somewhat see. And then I draw upon that dream, praying to God that I don't go completely white before it goes completely black in terms of no more octave nerves. Right? Yeah. And I'll still be able to see, at least like I'm somewhat seeing now, for a while anyway. I don't want to put a time limit on it, but I don't think I'll make it to 80 years old with eyesight, that's for sure. Okay, but I might, you never know. Tisha's dad wants me to drink carrot juice. I said, yeah, I know, but I'm busy, you can see. Alright, so now what we're going to do, this is what okay. So everything's at a different level here, right? So we're just going to let it sit for a few minutes. See, this one's low, right? That's kind of where you want it at, honestly. But I can add in a few teaspoons anyway, extra from, see, that one's too high. You see, they're already dropping, right? You can go like this, which I would recommend, right? Just to get things to settle down. But again, it's the turkey, the white turkey meat that will absorb the liquid. You see how this one dropped? Alright, so the ones that are dropping, just bring it closer. So 12 jars, 24 meals at least, because that would be too much at one time for him at this size that he's at. So 24 meals at least over a period of, well, 12 meals a month. 2 months. 12 meals? No, maybe more than that. I would want to do more than that. That would be, what, 2 times a week? No. How many times a week would that be? That'd be 3, 6, 9, 12. 3 times a week. But, yeah, 3 times a week. That'd be okay. That'd be, like, that would be really good, actually. So, three times a week. That would be 6 jars. So in 2 months, I have to buy another turkey if I don't get one before then. And if I get one before then, I'll do the same thing. Okay, so now I'm going to turn off the camera, wash my hands again. See this one drop? This one's dropping. I can see it. This one's starting to drop. This one's dropping a bit. See? They drop as you do this. This one's dropping. Okay. If you don't believe me, I'll show you. Look. Drop, drop, That was dropping even more. Look how much it dropped. Can you see? Dropped. Dropped, dropped. Starting to drop. Starting to drop. They were all high. Drop. They were high like this. Do you see how high that is? All these ones were high like that. That's because your white meat is, see, high, high, high. Those are too high. You can't can with that. This one's starting to drop. So let's come back in 5-10 minutes and see how much everything drops. And then I'm not going to debubble again. I'm just going to take spoonfuls and top off to the water line, and if need be, take out a little piece and add it somewhere else if I need to. Hold on. Okay, so I told you, look how much that dropped down. You can see. Drop down. Drop down. Drop down. This one really dropped down. It's because the white meat is absorbing the liquid. That's why it dropped down, right? This is kind of where you want it at, right? So that's from what I can tell, that's a good height. This one's pretty good. This one's getting there. That one's still high. Do you see that one didn't drop? That one didn't drop. That one didn't drop. Well, that one dropped a little bit. Dropped. This one dropped a lot. So now what we do is we come in here, basically a teaspoon at a time, and you top off. Try and make sure everything's under the water. Okay? This is where it would be great if I had a little bit of help because I can't see that well, but we make do. This one really dropped. Really dropped. So, oh boy. Easier to, oh my god, this one dropped too. And then I did 2 pint-size broth and 1, which is a little high, right? 1 half pint, right? So, what am I doing? Here, this one dropped a lot. So we're just going to move this one a little closer over here. And then we're going to take from the 2 of these. Now you could take out a little bit of turkey, right, just to lighten the load. Put that in there. Now we're getting to a good headspace. Push everything down under the water, because that's what the heat travels through, right? Just take off a little bit more. Put it there. And it can take a bit from here. A little bit more from what I can tell. Okay, maybe a bit more. Should be fine. Alright. And then, what do we got? Can't see. Here, we need to take a little bit from here. Bring it over here. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning, man. I'm tired. I still have to do my 75-minute dance. So that should be fine. This one here, maybe a little bit more. I don't know. Can't see. Can't see. Can't see. Can't see. How high is this one? Oh boy, I don't like it. So we'll take from here, and we will put it right there. It's amazing how much just a little bit of a teaspoon can do, right? I'm using this line right here. Sorry. Where's my spoon? There it is. I'm using that line. I'm trying to use that line. Alright. As best as I can tell. This one here has a bit too much turkey. You can see it just floating up on the top. So we'll just take out a small piece and put it somewhere else. Here, we'll put it in here. There. See, it fell in there really nice. This one here looks a little high. This one looks a little low. Right? From what I can tell. It gives me a headache because I'm straining all the time. My brain is like on overdrive with this lack of eyesight. It has to work 10 times harder. This one's a little high from what I can tell. Where can I put it? Right here. So I'll just top it off on this one. A bit more yet. Okay. And then this one here, just a little bit more there. Should be fine, from what I can tell. And then what happens is because I'm struggling so hard to see, right, to focus, like I'm struggling really hard, you don't even know. Then what happens is all of a sudden my eyes just go unfocused, right, because I'm overusing them. Okay, there, see, I told you. You have to give it time to settle in and absorb when you're working with white turkey meat. Yeah. So before you're too quick to fill up your jars and go off and do your canning, just give it a few minutes to rest. All right. Okay, I think that's good. Well, maybe that's too much there. Back into the pot you go. Yeah, that's gonna have to do. Might be a little too high. Okay. Oh boy. I think I'm almost done. Oh my. I'm just going to give it a few more minutes. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get my paper towel with vinegar and I'm going to wipe it, and then once it's wiped, that will give it a few more minutes to keep absorbing, right? And it might drop just a tad bit more, right? Which a couple of these jars, if I had to say, I'd be like, yeah, drop just a little bit more because I really don't want to take you out. Because especially after I wipe the lids, I don't like have to go back in there and try and take out more liquid. But sometimes you have to. Like, I don't know. Yeah. I know, not a fancy video, right? Not a fancy girl. Never really was. I was a pretty girl, but I wasn't a fancy girl. Oh my god. My nose is starting to run. So where are we with things? I feel like some of these things, I know what's happening. The turkey is floating. I think that's what's happening here. So I'm just going to push it down a little more. Just double check everything to the best of my ability from what I can see. You want at least an inch, right? Some people go 1.25 inches, especially with greasy stuff. But okay, I think we're good. You could be doing this all day and never get it done. Now, I don't know. I plugged this in for a second, but we know this battery doesn't work that great, right? Now this one here, that's straight up broth, it's small like this. I didn't want to use the jars. I only have one more case of those, and I want to use them for the fruit that I'm going to be doing. I mean, I could have used salmon jars, but no, I didn't want to do that. Not for this. Not this time anyway. For something like that, like I could boil up his potato, or I've been giving him lots of, oh my lord, I've been giving him lots of sweet potato, right? I could boil up well, I don't boil it, I kind of steam it in a little pan that I have, and it lasts me for a few days, right? I could steam it in that broth and then mash it, add in more broth after it's been like cooked, and you know, the sweet potato absorb the water or whatever, and then I could add in more, right, or just whatever. I'd boil that first. I don't know, either or. I'll put that in his food. The bigger ones I'll use for something else, like rice or whatever, or maybe I'll just, I don't know, do something. See, this one's too high. What happened to the spoon? Where did it go? Oh, of course I can't see it, right? I lost it. This one got too high. I only have a little bit left. So I'll do something with that for Amari. Maybe I'll try that sweet potato, mashed sweet potato with the bone broth. Whatever I do, I know he'll eat it, so I'm not worried about it anymore. That part, at least I'm not worried about. Oh God, now my nose is itchy. Holy crumb, what the hell's going on here? Shit. Shit. I like to do this twice, so we'll just do it once now, and then I'm going to come back and do it again. And then I have Andre check the lids for me to make sure that there's no scratches on them before I put them on, because I can't see scratches anymore, or little dents or whatever, right? 'Cause sometimes they come in flawed. They're all new, but don't assume. Always check, right? Because sometimes they come in scratched. No. When I watch other people's videos and I watch them do these, they're just so, I don't know, me. Oh no, I go around and around. I don't like getting vinegar in the food. It's not necessary. No regrets. I'm glad I did this. Right? 2 jars every, well, once a week for sure. For sure. And depending on what's going on, I can do 2 jars over the course of 8 or 9 days. Because you have to remember that 1 jar equals 2 meals, right? It all depends. It depends how fast he's digesting it, and if I can get, I don't know. Like I said, it gets to the point where he wants to push it out, but he can't, because he can't get over that hump because of the way his body is. It's always been like that. Not out of the woods yet. No. But I can tell you this, he's sure been enjoying himself. To him, it's like the good old days when he was little before I started giving him these drinks. Yeah. And then I was basically told to do it. And never really did much for him. Made it hard, that's all. Harder for everybody involved. And sure now didn't do what they said they was gonna do. And now they're holding it against me. Yeah. Yep. Okay, so I'm gonna get a new towel because it was kind of greasy. I'm going to do that one more time. Get the lid on. Oh, my nose is starting to run. Get the lid on. Caught a cold of some kind there. Mild one. Nothing too major, but enough to make me tired. Wash my hands. Do that again. Get the pot over here. There's just a little bit there. Just enough for tonight for Amari with whatever I'm blending. I'll use it for blending, right? And 75 minutes. And I'm feeling pretty good about this. I like it. Lids. Okay, so you see, after a while, it just stops dropping, right? Now, Andre is going to look at the lids for me. I'm one shy, I'm pretty sure.
Good. 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 Good.
Okay, I may have to come to you with one more because I think I'm one shy. Because I brought one extra jar that didn't have a lid. These are all new jars with new lids. I don't know where my lids are right now. Like my extra lids. I think they're over there. Because I keep putting stuff away. And then I bring it right back out. And because I had new jars, I wasn't too worried about my new, like getting new lids, right? I may have put them back up over there in the pot. Who knows? I don't know. And I'm really not in the mood to be running around looking for lids right now. Oh, I might be short than more than one lid. Oh yes, I had 2 extra jars. Well, no. Yeah, I'm short one lid. So I'll come back with the one lid, screw them on finger tight, get them in the pressure canner. The water is cold, right? These are cool, so yeah, it's all good to go. Okay, so almost done. So I got all the lids on, now I just have to finger tight, right? If Shimei was alive, I wouldn't have to worry. In terms of, I know for a fact she'd be doing this now. She wouldn't wait for me to die. She'd be doing it. If she wasn't helping me, she'd be doing it now by herself. Whereas other people, I don't know people. I don't know if they're going to go out of their way for this. No. Andre might, as he ages and, you know, gets maybe, I don't know. He says he wants to can, but, you know, we got special circumstances. It's not like he can come in here and watch over me and, you know, do this because then Amari's by himself. Unless somehow I can kind of figure out a way to bring him in here, but that's not happening anytime soon. And, but I don't know. I mean, ideally, it would be nice if Andre learns this. Eventually, I'd like to think he will. Because ultimately, this is, not only is it cost effective, really, but it's better for Amari, for sure. I don't know. There might be too much water in there. Maybe. I'm going to take out a bit of water. It's a little bit too much. Because these jars are small, right? Oh yeah, this will be fine. Okay. So that makes me really sad. Because he's loving it. Oh yeah, I make really good food for him. And I'm like so happy that he's actually eating it now. Right? Which motivates me even more. Oops, I put a broth in here that does not need to be in here. Oh, as if I can see where it is. Is that's the broth? That's the broth. I don't know, something wrong with these lids. Brand new jars with brand new lids. And they're I don't know. They're not responding the way they're supposed to be. It's almost like they've been used before. Okay, so we got that. So that's 12 jars of turkey times 2, 24 meals. And then we've got the broth. The broth. Technically that only needs 20 minutes. Quart size 25. But that's okay, it does fine, you know that. Right? And then what I did is what little broth that was left. Now, I've tried this before and he didn't take it, but he's older now and he's really enjoying his flavors, and there's the broth. So what I'm going to do is I am going to heat up some water, put it in there, and I'm going to warm it up. And I'm going to give it to him warm. I'm going to hope maybe he might drink it. Oh, if he drank it, boy, I'd be like, oh. I'd be in my glory. Oh, yeah. Because, you know, I could give him bone broth, man. It would be good for him. A little bit of turkey. Looking for that cloth that had the vinegar on it. Oh my God. I don't know where it is. I just had it. Do you see how I, like Uncle John? I have his cane. The one that he had for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, I should wipe this down before I turn it on because I can feel just a little bit of grease. So yeah. Like, who's going to do this for Amari when I can't do it no more? What do you think's going to happen? I don't know. Okay, so I guess I don't have seaweed up here because I thought one of these jars had, but that's another thing I'm noticing as I'm getting access to my food. As I'm getting access to it. When I do get access to it, there's no labels on these, people. No labels. No labels. No labels. I don't do that. Not for stuff like this. This, I think, has been replaced with something else. I don't even know what the hell this is. It's green, from what I can tell. I'm tasting it. There's no taste. Some kind of leaf. No label though. It's not interesting. This, I don't know what it is because the label is gone. It's old. Whatever it was thin. You can see that. It's somewhat sweet. Well, I don't know what it is. I don't know. No label. Someone taking off my labels. Maybe switching things around. Who knows? I don't know what that is. It's not apple. I'd have to hydrate it. See what happens. This, I think, is beets. Again, no label. Yeah, you can smell it. This is good. This is still good. Still smells like beets. So, I'll keep these up for sure. That I can throw in soup. For what it's worth. It doesn't taste bad. It just doesn't really have a flavor to it. But it's still green. So, it's retaining something there, but I don't know what it is. And this, I have no clue. Literally, I have no clue. Now, the odd time, you know, I might, like all my boxes that had my canning goods and stuff, or whatever, I'd write, and then I'd tape it on the box. A lot of those have been ripped off. Because my shit's being mixed up, that's why. It's being done with intent to harm me. Right? To make me depressed. To get me frustrated, to get me angry, keep me angry. Let's put those down there for now. So, I don't know. I don't know if I have seaweed up here. I don't think so, because I brought these three up. I wasn't sure. Either or, it doesn't really matter at this point, I guess. They're only shooting themselves in their own foot. The world is going to war. It's just a matter of time. Yeah. If they think if the economy sucks right now for them, well, I don't know. I suppose they can wait for somebody to die and leave them an inheritance. It won't come from me, though. They'll just pillage my house. They'll pillage my house and wait for an inheritance from another house. That's what will happen. Yeah. Yeah. As they barrel through life. Yeah. So anyway. This is Amari's going to be, this is my, for Andre, to keep invoices as when we start selling things. And then this is the first stages of Amari's cookbook. Basically, I have to use a black Sharpie, fairly thick, and because of that I'm going to have to put a piece of paper underneath it, so I'm only going to be able to do one page at a time, like right on one side, because when you use black Sharpie it's going to go through the paper more than likely, right? You won't see it on that side. So, whatever. I got a few of these, so I'm just going to put Amari's cookbook. Amari's cookbook. Work on that. Start with that anyway. Just waiting, trying not to get mad. Right, my back is killing me. Well, it's not killing me, but it's uncomfortable. So, if Shimei was here, I wouldn't have to worry about anything, really. I wouldn't have to worry about Amari, Andre, any of this. This is what I'm doing. Shimei would be doing with me or without me. She'd be doing it by now. And she definitely would do it when I'm gone. Because, you know, she loves Amari, right? It takes love to do this kind of stuff. Alright. I can't worry about it though, right? Like I said before, the world is a bad place, so don't expect much from it. And the ones that are doing well are the ones that did bad for a long, long time within their lifetime to get basically to where they are. In many cases, not saying all cases, but in many cases. Right? You know what I'm saying? Oh yeah, that's true. That's very true, very true. Yeah. Still don't know what this is though. It's sweet. What could it possibly? Grapes, maybe. Maybe that's grapes. I don't know. Could be. Yeah. Could be grapes. It's chewy, like a fruit leather. Not a cabbage. I don't know. So back in 2020, organic, large, you have to be large, flake oats. Oh my God, these are so good, man. Right? Amari really likes it too. The only thing that I'm a little worried about though is it getting gummy, right? So, I don't know. So I've been getting myself extra jars. The only problem is I don't have no place for jars now. Right? I don't want to put them outside on the porch anywhere out there because nothing ever works out there. And they were vacuum sealed, right? They were vacuum sealed, so that even made it better. Yeah. I still have a whole case. I went through a case already. This is what's left over from one case. And then I have another case that's in my bedroom that I brought up from downstairs. You heard it, right? It's so good, man. These are so good you don't even know. Yeah. So definitely no regrets there. Right? But I don't need these jars very much that much. Right? To wanting jars to now not wanting jars. But I can always sell jars if I want to. Right? Because I don't expect anybody to follow in my footsteps, right? Because everybody's a rich bitch around here except me. So, I'm just saying. You know. Although my son says he doesn't throw them out if he ever opened one and used something inside, but I never see where he puts them, so. Not that he opens those, I don't think, very often. But besides that point. So that goes, I'm clearing out in here because, you know, put things down when I bring up. There's no room in here, right? I'm tired of this little equivalent of a rancher. Basically, I asked myself the other day why I didn't see it when I moved in, why I didn't notice it. But then I had looked at 15 houses and, you know, they weren't that great either, right? The deal was, we'll never raise the rent. Stay as long as you want. Take it now. You can't guarantee if you come back it will be here. Take it now. I took it and I've been here ever since and the rent's been going up. But, you know, whatever. I'm still here though, right? I only got 10 more minutes to go. Yay. And then I can rest. I've been up since 5. And it's probably going on close now to 4:30 soon. So I've been going for about 12 hours. Yeah, and the pudding came. Andre's already taken one. Oh, you took another one, eh?
Yes.
See, I told you. Didn't I tell you? Okay, well, you know why I bought them, okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the only show I'm having, that's it.
Uh-huh, yeah. Let Amari have those two, okay? I bought extra because I know you like them, and I wasn't trying to play favoritism, okay? But he needs it more than you do right now. Just as that snack. Anyway. So yeah, as I'm going through stuff, right? You know, I came across these jars in my bedroom. Because I just, you know, whatever. Turnips, yellow turnips from 2015. Can you imagine that? Wasn't sealed, vacuum sealed. They kind of smell like turnips. Right? Okay. They clearly have a high sugar content in it. They taste like turnips. They're shredded. So I bet they would hydrate well. And you could still eat them and put them in food. They're not that bad. And they're dehydrated. When you dehydrate things, all the minerals, vitamins, everything, it condenses, right? So the flavor is different than it would be as if you were to eat it like fresh, right? Do you see how I label things? Right? Those 3 jars that I just showed you, they should have label like this. But they don't. Why? Those turnips are okay. I wasn't too sure. So I brought them out of my room. So I'm putting them in a box over here. And I'll make an effort to try and use them in between whatever I'm cooking, right? You could rehydrate these, for example. Cook up your beans, mash them. Combine the two together. to make a bean burger with some eggs and onion. And I bought a whole bunch of kipper snaps, or you could use sardines or whatever, right? This here, it says red and yellow pepper, 2016. I find peppers don't hold up very well. Now this, oh no, it's not. But it smells good though. It smells good. So it doesn't smell bad, right? And because they were in a darker place, they taste like pepper. Honest to God. That tasted like a red pepper. Yeah. So I'm going to start using this stuff. Right, but when I come out, I just put things down, eh? So it's time to, like I said, I'm clearing out. Good luck in this house. Good luck in this house. I'm trying to clear out. But, that box is, on the bottom of it has canned tomatoes, and on the top has jars. So that's alright. And everything I ate was fine. So, right, and of course Andre and I will eat it as well, depending on what I'm making, right? Like I'll make it first for all of us, you know. They eat it, then fine, great, you know. If not, then it becomes plant food. That's the way I see it. Or it's compost, one or the other, I don't care. But from what I tasted, they were fine after all this time. Yeah, because it's, you know, opening and closing, opening and closing. Now, some things, they don't last very long, right? In terms of years and years and years. But other things, you'd be surprised. Right? Yeah, you'd really be surprised. And of course, the more you can vacuum seal, the better, right? The drier, if you're going to use an oxygen absorber, everything has to be 90% dry, at least 90% dry. If you're getting into 80% dry, don't use an oxygen absorber. It has to be 90% dry, at least, if not more. Oh, come on. 2 more minutes. Oh, 2 more minutes. Okay, so I'm going to end this video. So these are done. I'm extremely, extremely happy to have them. Now, I did a quick Google on Google, right? Is turkey easy to digest? Well, obviously, it's easier than beef. We know that. I don't know. It mentions something about fat. Maybe not being so easy to digest, but Amari needs it. So, and I didn't put much in each jar, right? But this is good, people. That might be too, well, you know, it depends. When you grind it up, it's different, right? I mean, it looks like a lot right now, but half of this jar for one sitting for Amari, depending on how it grinds up and what I mix it up with, you know, would probably be more than enough for him. Because, you know, he's, like I said, he takes after Shimei with the really tiny, tiny little waist, right? And, you know, he's got a teeny weeny little butt. And his back is like, whatever, I don't know. I don't know if I'll ever know what's wrong with his back. I just know that his back is not normal. He can't sit up. He needs to be propped up. Otherwise, because of the curve in his back, he just slides down, right? Either or. I'm really happy with the turkey. It was the right thing to do, and I will do it again. Now, in my travels today, I'm thinking, right? And I'm like, wait a minute, Judy. It's a good thing that you bought this, even though it costed a lot of money, for what you get. Okay? That's not a lot of there. That's $171 of fine seaweeds. 7 different kinds. Do you see? Now I know I have some around the house, but don't ask me where it is. Those jars that I went through in this video, and I came to that kind of fruity, like I said, it was like a fruit leather, and it gave off a taste of, I think I mentioned a grape. You know what it is? I know what it is. I remember what it is. Back in the day when I was doing the grapes in the yard, those ones were the seeded ones. So I'd have to, I'd have to take out this, I'd have to squeeze out the grape from the skin, and then I started dehydrating the skins. That's what that is, from that vine over there. But the city came along and cut down the Norway maple tree and chopped down all the vines, so 3/4 of the grape vines are gone now. But that's whatever. I didn't even do anything with them this year. And there wasn't that many grapes, but besides that point. But that's what those were. They're grape skins. When I would squeeze out the grape, so I could squeeze the grape and take out the seeds, to which you can also eat the seeds. And I have a jar down there with ground up seeds as well. And I have seeds in a bag somewhere, tons of them. And I should have more jars with the grape skins. So I will definitely use those, because it was good, right? It tasted like a fruit leather. Honestly, it did. So, little sprinkle here, sprinkle there, and it's good. All organic, right? These I will jar up in my 99% UV protected brown jars, right? So that I can have, I'm gonna use half pint size or pint size, right? These kind of color, right? And I'm gonna set myself up a little system here for what I'm gonna be doing. One jar over there will be the quinoa, which is, I just Googled what foods are, I Googled what foods are easy to digest and what foods are good to gain weight. I think quinoa is good to also gain weight with, right? Rice is obviously one, but we don't eat a lot of rice. But we're going to eat rice. And even if we don't eat rice, I ended up getting the rice pudding. So that base is covered for a while now, right? And then eventually I'll make my own rice pudding. And I can make it even more calorie enhanced, I guess you can say, right? So yeah, $171. Thinking I don't have to buy now iodine. But as I'm going about my day, I'm like, well, wait a minute, Judy. You did the right thing, because I can almost guarantee you that I have iodine in my bedroom, people. I already have bottles of iodine in my bedroom, and I have the directions, I'm pretty sure, written down in my book. Or maybe I took it and I put it in with the iodine, where the iodine is in my bedroom, in the event of, because you just don't know these days what's going on, right? It would have been for emergency purposes, with the radiation coming in through the rains or something like that, because of what our governments are doing. That was a year ago, year and a half ago when I bought it. I just forgot about it. So it's sitting in my room, in my other wall unit with my other computer there. But honestly, I couldn't even get to it. Even if, well, I could get to it. It's just, so maybe I'll pull it out and double check just to make sure, because I'm almost positive I have it. Right? And then I wanted to show you this. I showed it once before, a long time ago. And I think it talks about it iodine drops in this book. Now, you know I don't like to be YouTube's bitch, right? But in light of me going blinder, faster, you know, it's getting hard to see, right? To read and these kind of things. So maybe, you know, before it gets to the point where I can't see shit when it comes to this kind of stuff. Depending on... Depends if there's like color. See, I can fake the funk with this because it's white with, you know, a black kind of print. It's not as dark as I'd like it to be, but, you know, with these glasses, I can barely see it, but I can still see it. And with the magnifying glass, I could see it even better. Making irrigation solutions. I thought maybe, you know, in my travels or something, you know, if I do another video, I can just, because I got some beautiful books around here with a lot of good information in them, you know, and just put it out there on the fly, like, oh, we're going to just take a page or two out of this book, and, you know, and talk about, what, herbs, you know, it says herbs, we'll pick another page, intestinal infections and other issues. I should read that section, honestly, I should, and I don't think Amari has an infection, because you know, he'd have fevers and that kind of crap, and he'd have stomach aches and whatever, but he's definitely got bowel issues. They're not, I don't know. This stuff, I'm not using it right now. It wasn't working with the drinks. It used to be called Peg, but then they changed it. And it just didn't work. And using this stuff scares me. Because it tells you right here, don't use it on children. But these doctors, they say, oh no, don't worry. You know, children like him, you know, you can do this, 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 and this. And blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, oh, okay. So, anyway, I kind of want to bookmark this. Now that I pull it up, I'll just skim through it real fast, just to get that general knowledge, right, flowing. You know what I'm saying? All right. Oh, just give me anything. There's a little piece of something. Andre and throwing his garbage on the floor. So I'll just put that there, and that will give me an opportunity to take a boo at that, just to familiarize myself with certain things. So I just thought maybe I could just every now and then whip out a book and just make highlight on certain little things in general, just for that knowledge on the fly, right? And then this is that, look, $13. It's not very much, but Mari loves it. He really does. And now I can't see with these glasses, because these glasses, you know, nothing. It depends on what I'm looking at, what kind of light I'm under, you know, moving around, whatever. All of a sudden, you know, I get waves where everything just blurs and then clears itself out, and just, oh, it's terrible. I'm constantly changing glasses, but I'm going to go see the eye doctor. I'm going to talk to him about seriously changing the cataract lens on this one. Like, he needs to seriously think about it and do it, right? And when Andre looks in my eye, he can see the gray of the cataract on this one. Now, I only got 2% in there, but you know what? Honestly, it's probably 1% now. So I don't think taking out the cataract is going to make much of a difference. Well, it won't. But I'm considering, like, because he wants to do that Roto-Rooter, because the pressure is still at 39, 40, even with the drops in, right? He did the laser surgery. That didn't work. I've been putting it off for two reasons. One, because I'm so busy, and it hurts. Like, even after all this time, it's been a year and a half since he's done this eye, I can still feel up in here every now and then when I'm, like, working strenuously hard or whatever, or maybe, you know, I go like this or something. It aches like when I came back from the hospital. So I need to ask him about that too, because it shouldn't hurt after all this time, and it does from time to time, right? And it's getting heavy. I can kind of feel it. But anyway, after surgery, whatever surgery I end up having in the end, I'm going to, that's when I'll go for glasses, but I'm going to need different kinds of glasses for different kinds of lighting. Even when I go outside, you know, it's a different kind of light, right? Just like, I see better inside than I do outside these days. I'm pretty sure I read that there's fiber in this. Alright, but I don't see it right now. From what I can see, I don't see. Organic prunes. Pasteurized juice. Well, they would have to do that. Either or. Look at that. $13, but he loves it. And it's full of all kinds of nutrients. Goes all the way down. And it's high in calories, remember? 200 calories per 1 cup. So it's worth it. Right? And so we touched base on the seaweed. We know why I bought it. No regrets. I'm going to be using it quite regularly. And I'm almost positive that I have iodine drops for the, you know, in case a big wave of radiation is coming our way for whatever reason. Right? And that's in my room. I do, like I said, I want to still get the iodine, the tropical one, for cuts and stuff like that, or whatever, right? Just to have it on hand. It's something I don't have, right? And it's better than a whole lot of other things out on the market. We forget about these things. That's why I'm reminding you, right? Touch base on the turkey. Absolutely no regrets. I think this is going to go really well over the next 2 months because I'm going to use it regularly. So even if I was to, I'm going to end it on this. Okay, so, no, that's just broth. I was, when the order comes in, right? You know, I have to pick through the stuff, right? And put everything, you know, wherever. And all the histamines, I don't know if these drivers are shedding something. You know what I'm saying? Or what? Because I don't know. Because I just get, you know, not all the time, but sometimes. That's the one thing I don't like about ordering things online. Right? Because other people are touching your shit, right? You have to wipe things down oftentimes. Anyway, okay, so this will probably make me 2 meals. You know, 3, I don't know. His appetite's now back, right? And when you grind it up, it looks like a lot, but when you grind it up, maybe not so much. So I'm assuming at least 2 meals out of this 1 jar. So, okay, I give Amari his, you know, half, right? At, we'll just say 2 o'clock in the afternoon. With whatever I give it to him with, okay? And then, you know, something's being made for dinner. Right, because dinner isn't always made, right? Sometimes Marcane will feed Andre and, you know, I get a little bit or whatever. Or like tonight, I haven't eaten all day. I've been kind of busy, obviously, right? So my dinner is going to be 2 grilled cheese sandwiches, you know, and maybe some vegetable soup in a can. I'm okay with that. And then tomorrow will be hot turkey sandwiches with mashed potatoes and gravy and that kind of stuff. So okay, so anyway, he gets half a jar of turkey at 2 o'clock in the afternoon, and then between 7 and 9, something's cooking on the stove, or maybe Andre comes up with something from downstairs, and it's something like some kind of a meat product, along with other things, right? Depending on what's going on. I can't speculate at this point. He could still eat that, people. Like, you know, I could still grind it up and, you know, give it to him. Or, if anything, grind it up the next day and give it to him. The idea of doing this is to get the proteins, the fats, that, right? Foods that are, to help put on weight. Oh, was it the fish or was it easy to digest? Either or, because I quickly Googled what foods are easy to digest. There was a list of them, and then I Googled what foods are best to eat to gain weight. Turkey is easy to digest compared to the red meat and whatnot. We knew that. And, but fish, salmon, and whatever popped up. Oh, well, yeah, let me tell you something. I'm so glad I stocked up on fish. I got mackerels in the can. I've canned it, right? I've got the salmon in the can. I've canned it, right? We've got the sardines with or without oils, right? We've got the kipper snacks with or without oils. In other words, some in spring water, some in soy oil, that type of mackerel in soy oil. Or was it, yeah, soy oil? I think it was soy oil, right? Maybe olive oil. No, olive oil. I think I got it in olive oil. Because I just did another little run on, you see my eyes, I took these off, and now my eyes are getting all weirded out. I just, going for my PC points, right? So I didn't pay full price. I got money back on it. And I was rebelling because I'm pretty sure my son was eating my kipper snacks from downstairs in that 14-year-old wall unit that was, the lock was busted open on it. Right? And I'm like, I'm rebelling, you know. Now I got them all upstairs and you'll never get them again. No, unless I die, and then he gets it all. Because, you know, oh, it's my mom. I'm the son. It's my right. Andre would be like, no. I'm 20 years old now. Nana left it right here. Here's her will. She left it all to me. So bug off. And then, of course, and I'm feeling good about it, even though I know I'm going to get a lot of fucking flack for not pumping him up with these drinks. And I don't even know if what I'm doing is going to help with the bowel movements, because of the issue that I told you about in terms of how it settles at the bottom of his butt, and then when he tries to push it out, you know, because it's sitting down here, right? You know, sitting down here, he's pushing, and he's missing the fucking hole, right? It should be there. It doesn't work. So I don't know. I just don't know until he gets full enough where his body wants to push it out. And then I'll know more. But I'm going to be taking him into the bath and warming it up and trying to, I don't know. One day at a time. That's all I know. All I know is that what I'm doing is the right thing to fucking do here, okay? Like, I'm so happy for him that he's been enjoying himself. Like, I feel like I got my little Amari back. Because before they started giving me these drinks, right, he had such a good little appetite. I told you long time ago in my videos, you know, he wasn't picky. He ate everything, right? I didn't even have to puree it in those days. I just had to mash it up really, really good. But as soon as the drinks came, it's kind of going down, and it got real bad. To now where they're, like I say, they're putting a bad light on me, as if it's all my fucking fault. No, it's not my fucking fault. None of this that's been going on has been my fault. I've been just trying to stay strong and have that heart of steel, you know? And I can only pray to God that when I'm not here, somebody will take the time and do this for him. Okay? I don't know who's going to do it, because people don't value this kind of stuff. Most people. Not everybody, but most people don't value this kind of stuff for whatever reason. And, you know, they'll take the easy road before they'll... But I gotta stay positive. This is where this will come in handy. Right? That will be the saving grace, eh? Right? When it's full. And I'm going 3 more pages, like 3 more books. Okay? Because I'm only doing 1 page at a time, because I have to do it with the Sharpie large because of my eyes, right? And then after that, I'm going to type it out, put it all together, and then I'm going to see if my son, that man downstairs, will help me to put it on Amazon and like publish it, because he's already published books, so he knows how to publish books, right? But that's a long time away. But I'm motivated for it. I'm feeling really positive about it, right? I'm excited for it. Okay, I still don't have as much time as I'd like, but I'm working on it. Okay, so that's the end of this video. Yeah, $171. Well, at least I don't have to buy iodine drops, because I'm pretty sure I have them in my room. So there you go.